Alright, in this video we are going to see how to convert this design into working HTML and CSS. So this is for the desktop view, and you will see how to create the same view for the tablet as well as for the mobile screen. So in the mobile screen, this section would be at the top and this section would be at the bottom, and you will see how to create this. So in case if you are wondering how to follow along, I leave the link of these images and the source code will be demonstrating in the description. And we have created this with the help of Figma. And in case if you are wondering how to create this wireframe, this is the full working wireframe, and this is the section we are individually going to work right now. And I leave this link in the description, and in case if you want to learn it. And not only this, we have converted the same wireframe into the working web page with the help of WordPress plugin called WP Bakery. In case if you want to learn how to create this with the help of drag and drop, you can visit this link and learn it. And finally, we are going to see how to create this with the help of HTML and CSS. No framework, just HTML and CSS. Fine, let's get started. So just to give you an overview, we are going to have a container. Inside the container we will be having a row, and inside the row we will be having a column, and this is the first column and this is the second column. Fine, now let me show you. And you see, this is the font called Roboto, and I have added the Roboto font on the head tag, and I have added the external CSS. So this is the style sheet which I have linked here. And as I said, let's start. We have a container. Inside the container we need row, and inside the row we need column. So it would be 2 columns, so let me copy paste it 2 times. So the first column will have H6, so this content every day brings new challenges. And then let's add this inside the H3, and you can see this is the paragraph with some text, let's say 35 text I believe. So I have used a paragraph and type lorem and 35, hit tab, and you will get the 35 word of lorem ipsum. And finally we have a button. This button will have the text no more. And then on the second column, again what we do is we will create a row, or instead of row we'll just make this as a box class, and inside the box we have a font awesome icon. Let me make this, let me search for that on the website, so you can search for font awesome. So in case if you are wondering how to create the icons, we have a separate playlist for the icons as well. You can visit it and learn. We have used the Illustrator to create it. So without wasting time, let's select whichever comes handy. So let's select this. Fine, now you can click here, that will be copied, and paste it here. And then we have, let's say H5. We need this box section 4 times, so you can change the text. Fine, now let me show you how the actual HTML looks like. I'm pressing Control O and opening the index page, and you can see this is how it looks. So actually I have commented the font awesome, so if I release and check, you should see font awesome icons. So let's work on the CSS. As you know, we have external CSS, and we will follow the hierarchy. Before that, for all the element I'm adding the font family as Roboto, and I am removing the default margin and padding given by the browser. Fine, now over here what we can do is we have to style it. Let's call the container first. Inside the container we have row, inside the row we have column. So let's give the class first and second. First class, second. In case now if you are seeing, I'm not using the space in between. If I don't use a space in between, that means I'm calling the call with the class first or second. So class call with first, class call with second. Fine. Now for the first, we have h6, h3, h6, h3, then we have paragraph and button. Fine. For the second one, we have class box, and inside the box we have I tag, and inside inside the box we have h, I believe it's h5. Fine. Now the reason for following this hierarchy is in case if there is multiple section, it will avoid the CSS override issue. So for a big or a large PDF file, the problem with the CSS override is common. So just to avoid that, I am following this hierarchy, and I would recommend you to follow this as well. So let's get into the PSG. You can see there is some space over here. So for the container, let me add a margin, top and bottom 0, left and right I need 15 pixel on both sides. And then we have a row, so I'll use display flex for that. So whatever is there inside the row, it will act as a grid. So both the column will act as a grid now. So you can see this is first one and this is second one. Now what we can do is we can give the width to it. So for the first, let me add the width of 50%. So the same way, let me add the width for second as 50%. Now you can see so this row will expect some height. So let me add a minimum height, let's say 600 pixel. So I want this content to be at the center. So for that, what you can do is align item center, justify content center. So align item, what it will do is, I'll show you in a minute. You can see the justify content has made us vertically align center. Fine. Now let's work on the design. So we have h6. So let's get into the inspect so that it will be easy for us. Let's just have this on the side. Select this guy and let's give the color. I have added the color over here. Color, font size 15 pixel, letter spacing 12 pixel. So that seems all right. Margin bottom 10 pixel. So font weight bold. If that doesn't work, we can add. So actually this is the boldest version. So if you want, let's get into the Google font. And search for Roboto. Here is the search bar. So this is Roboto. So now select, let's see which matches, which font matches. I think this matches well, so let's select this. Select all and paste it on the head tag. So this is bold 700, so we can use now. Where is, okay, we have used it on the inspect, so now 700 would work. Let me copy this and refresh the page and paste it again. So 500 is normal and 700. I don't think we need the letter spacing. Let me remove the letter spacing. So letter spacing is required, but in a very small manner, and I think we need to increase the height as well. So that's cool. Now I think we need a bit more bolder version of it, so select this. Now this is 900. Place this again. So this is going to be the 900. So let's make this 900. Select all and place it for the H6. Cool. Now if I refresh, this is how it looks. Control O. Now we don't need this tab. Now let's work on the second one. So you can see the font size is big. Font size 35 pixel. That's okay. Now font weight 400. Margin bottom 15 pixel. That looks cool. So let's copy this and paste it for the H3. Now for the paragraph, we need the color grayish. So let's change the color with the help of this. And let me make this font weight 500, let's say 700. Margin bottom 15 pixel again. Alright, paste it for paragraph this time. Now for the button, color, sorry, it's not color, it's background. Color white, padding 15 pixel, border 0, outline none. So I need border radius 15 pixel. So for the padding, top and bottom is okay, left and right 20 pixel, a bit more. So let's add the font size. Alright, save this for the button, refresh it. So one side is done. So I think we need to add some margin 50 pixel, I believe, for container on both the sides. Cool, almost there. So the one thing is remaining. We need text decoration, or so text transform uppercase for the red heading. Now you can see it's red. Fine, now let's work on this. So I think we need one more container for this. So let me add one more container. So let's say box content class. This is a div, and inside that it will have the section. So this is going to repeat it. Fine. Now if I show you, there would be any changes, but let's get the container class second, and inside that we have a box. So for the second, let me make display flex so that it becomes, so whatever is there inside, it will be row. So let me give the box some width and height. Width has 200 pixel and the height 300 pixel. So if I refresh, there won't be any changes. I want the flex wrap option for the container. Flex wrap. So you can see the first section and the second section. So let's use the align item center and vertical align center. Align center, justify content center. So it will be centrally aligned. Cool. To make this work, we have to give the height. We have given the height 600, so we'll give the same to this as well, so that it properly aligns. Fine. Now let's work on the design for the I tag. So let's choose the I tag, and let's have the font size 35 pixel, still smaller, 55, 65, 85. Yes, looks cool. Color red. So this red is somewhat this color. Select all and give this, and this box should have text align center property so that it comes center. Now let's design the H5. We have H5, and we need the color grayish. So let's get this color from here. Cool. And now we need margin top of 15 pixel and a font size of 30 pixel. That's too big. This seems alright. Great. Paste this for the H6. Refresh this. Now we need a box shadow. Box shadow, so that's the reason why we have added box content. So get the box content now. Inside the box we have box content. So let's copy this hierarchy class, and now what we are going to do is let's add the box shadow. So we'll use the width and height 100% of the container. Box shadow 1 pixel left and right, 1 pixel top and bottom. In other word, x-axis, y-axis, and blurriness, let's say 12 pixel, and the color black. So let me show you how does it looks. Too big. We want this to be at the center. So since the box is now the parent, we can use the flex, display flex, align item center, justify content center. So what it should do, it should align the content, but it is not working since we have given height and width. Okay, the actual content is box. We have to give this flex property to the actual container, which is box content, and we have to make this flex direction, column. Cool. So let me copy this for the box content and paste it in for the box content. I place this, and now we have to decrease the height. So let's decrease the height and let's decrease the width. So this looks somewhat similar. Let's make this 90, and let's work on the box shadow. Let's make the color grayish or transparent. Cool, this looks matching. So this is for the box content. Refresh this, and now the thing is we have to make this smaller and make the other section bigger. So that is easy for us. We have given the first, so let me make this as 40%, and let me make the second class as 60% width. Refresh this, and now we have to decrease the font size for this. Let me take this out. Now let's decrease the font size. 37 is okay. Select this guy and give 37, and then let's give the height and width for the box. Increase the height and width for the box. Cool, now you can see it matches. Let's get that and give it to the box. Save it. We need some more margin bottom. So that is actually 30. So almost same. Now we are going to work on the what do we call the responsive section. Fine, now let's work on the mobile first. Choose this, and now we can attach this. Now we don't want the row or the column to have the width. We want the column to be 100%. So for that, every time we follow a certain rule, which is mobile first approach. Whatever we style here, it should be mobile first, and then comes the breakpoint. So breakpoint, if I get into the breakpoint section, so breakpoint, what it is, it will specifically target the screen size. So we are going to specifically target the screen size for tablet and the desktop. So whatever is in between this will be applied for the this is applied for desktop and this is for tablet. So first we will work on the mobile section. So for the mobile section, I want the column to have width 100%. Let me comment this. So this is for desktop. I want this to be 100%. So if I refresh it, so before refreshing I will make the second as well. Copy this guy, so comment this guy, and let's make the width as 100%. So this is for desktop, sorry, mobile screen. So now let me check what is the issue. First column, it is 100% width. Second column, again it is 100% width, and both are 100%, but you can see the row has the class display flex, and we will have flex direction column. Now this is what we actually needed. Let's copy this guy, sorry, let's find this guy. So actually here it is. Comment this and just make this as flex direction column. So whatever we have commented, I would add this to the desktop breakpoint. We don't need to make this much thing, we just need to see what we have actually added extra. We just have to override that, that's it. So for this we have overridden the, for this what we did, let's check what we did. We have added the flex direction for this, so we just make this as flex direction row. So flex direction column is overridden by flex direction row, and as you know, this is, we have made this as 100% and we have made this 50%. The same way, let's make this 60%. So for the mobile it was 100%. Now if I refresh this and get into the desktop section, this is actually, I think we have to make this size even smaller. It was this guy, let me make this 35. Refresh this and cool. Now let's, so this is the desktop view, so let's get into the mobile view. So mobile view is alright, and we want this to be at the two section, not the single guy. We want this side by side. So get the box and let's decrease the width. So let's make this 250 and let's copy this. Comment this guy and we will make this width as 250, and we have to get the container. So here the container is this one. Here we have used flex direction, we have to use flex direction column, and we have to remove the wrap. I don't think we have to remove wrap, let the wrap be there, and let's see what is the thing that we have to modify. So everything seems to be alright. Flex wrap is important, and flex direction is the default one, we don't have to write. Box, so let's try to decrease the width and check. Yeah, we just have to decrease the width. Now you can see min width or width, both can be used. So we have to use the width of 215. So if I refresh, so this is for the mobile screen, and let me make this for the desktop. Let me remove this. Actually we have to override this, we have to override the width. So min width, we are just overriding it. So this is for desktop. So if I get into the desktop view is right. So if I get into the mobile, the same way. Fine. For the mobile, I want to add the margin top, which is easy. I will leave it this to you. You just have to add margin top of 15 pixel, or you can give this 35. The same way you can give for the second one, margin top 35. I don't think this is hard. Let me do this for you. Select this guy and let's add margin top 35 pixel, and copy this and add this for the second class as well. And over here for the desktop view we just have to remove the margin top 0, and for first class as well we have to make this 0. Cool. Now if I make this for the desktop, which is above 992 pixel, so that if I make this 993, so let's try to make this min width. Let's see what it does. Get the box. Actually it's min width. If it's get beyond 1000, 1300, 1200, 1100, for 1000. So let's now work on the tablet section. So for tablet section, let this be half and half. We have to decrease the width for this. Let me decrease the width, not for this guy. Column, box, min and up. So yeah, we have to decrease this one itself. Let's decrease this, and we have to make this 250 for the tablet view, 260. So this is tablet view. Min width, you have just override with important. Now that's working. And if I let me show you again, if this is below 768, if this is below 768, the width of the column is 100%. So if this is below 768, you can see 600, 750, it is still 100%. So if it is 769, which is above 768, 768, let me make this 800. So the thing is, we want this to be 50%. So we have to do this same. Copy this to guy and place it here. So what we are doing this, the column, we are giving the column instead of 100%, we are making this 50%. So if this is 769, it is 50%. And let's decrease the width even more. Use the box. So this is for the tablet. We have to use the decrease the width for the box content as well. That doesn't seem to be moving. If I refresh and check, for the tablet I have used 50/50, and I'm choosing the box and I'm reducing the width. Once I reduce the width, what should happen is, let's see what we have. Yes, there is the overriding issue between the width and min width. So whenever we use min width, we have to use min width everywhere. Whenever you use width, you should use width everywhere. So the problem is we have used width, min width and width in a mixed way. So refresh it and let's try to decrease the width for the box. 190 is okay. Min width 190. Let's make this bigger. Once it reaches 992, it would be same. Now make this 993. Now this is for desktop view. Let me make this 1000. Get out, and we have to use again the CSS. We have to modify the CSS for the desktop. So now this is desktop. Let's increase the width for the box. It is getting overridden by the important keyword. So we have already given the width 312, but we have not used the keyword important. That's the reason it got overridden. So now this is 312 for the desktop screen. So once it reaches the tablet and once it reaches the mobile, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening. Get the source code in the description.